Hello everybody, I'm Sal Capano, and happy Tuesday, June 24th. It's amazing. June 24th. What do we know? I promise everybody I come on and talk about this 10,200. I met with somebody from the IRS in the local branch here in Las Vegas, Nevada. One person. We spent about 45 minutes ago. And I also talked to my CPA. Right. So I have some good news, uncertain news, and a little bad news. So I'm going to cover all that. I'm going to try to cover this as quickly as I could. So stay tuned to this whole entire video. What do we know right now? Well, here's what we know. We know that this 10,200 was offer unemployment. And I spoken to you about tax bracket, the lower the tax bracket, different tax bracket, depending on how much you would get. I was using that number of about 1,040 to about 2,400, depending on your tax bracket. If you're marrying dependents and all that has a lot to do with it. But it also has a lot to do with, I just found out, we'll start with my CPA first. Did you claim, was that unemployment claimed on your taxes? Well, Sal, hello, you have to claim it. Well, depending where you go and how good the CPA is and your tax bracket and everything, not necessary. So here's what I'm going to tell you. It gets too complicated for me to rumble on, but I just found out that I'm going to make a lot less than I anticipated. But anyhow, let's get to what's more important than me is you guys. Here's what I recommend tomorrow. Call your CPA or your H&R Block. And if it's H&R Block, they should have the name of the person. Ask them to call you back, and they should. And ask them, they can tell on exactly, this is the good news, on how much you're going to get back. They won't have the date. Impossible. The IRS.gov, that 31st that we thought and everything, it's just an estimation date that they want over it. This is the date that most of us seen online. So call them up and they'll at least give you the amount, okay? Or they'll call you back. This way you know how much is coming. You might be disappointed, you might be real happy. So that's what I have on that. Now, so what do we also know that 2.8 people have received, okay? Now they're saying about 70, he was telling me, we'll just call him Mr. IRS, I gotta be careful. He said about 70% single people have received it. Now, I don't want you to sit back, oh my goodness, where's mine at? Now, there's another 30% coming. This is more good news. He says this week. When did they pay you? Well, stay tuned. He gives me the day when they actually direct deposit in your account. Stay tuned. But I just want to cover one more thing. Going back to the IRS.gov, most of us on my channel seen the May 30th, June 2nd. I just want to go slowly on this. Maybe I went a little too fast. That's the day they went over it. That means yours is done. However, that means they checked everything. There still can be an issue with incorrect numbers, a fraud problem, and that's where a human would have to come on in 2 to 3 weeks to cover that. Now, it doesn't mean if you haven't, you're in that 30% who haven't, I don't want to worry anybody, hasn't received it, doesn't mean that at all. It just means they haven't gotten to yours. It's not alphabetical order or nothing like that. You heard it from me. These are facts, okay? All right. Now, so I talked about the 2.8. So, you know, it was 40 million people they're dealing with. Now, he keeps on saying, because of the timing of this child tax credit that's starting in July. And by the way, yesterday was the last day to go on your portal. If you didn't change your portal information, you're going to be expecting the 15th and then the 13th of August, 300 for each child from 6 or under, and then from 6 to 17, 250. So you could still opt out next month. But let's get back to this topic. So you have the perfect storm, right? So you have the perfect storm. So you have the child tax credit. They just finished up the stimulus checks. There's a few more to go. He was telling me he didn't get into that too much. Really wasn't he's really nice enough to actually give me some of this information. I probably believe 85% of it. And then if you're married with dependents, kids, and you had a Schedule C, meaning you work part-time, you will be, I'm just reporting, don't get mad at me, you will be at the end. You'll probably be later into the summer. I'd rather give you the facts. Now, anything's possible. You know, I'm hoping I'm wrong. Oh, let's go back to when you get paid. It's tomorrow. So tomorrow's Wednesday. So look in your bank account tomorrow. I'm hoping you guys say, yes, Sal, I got paid. Great. So he did say a lot more was coming out this week on the single to finish up. So hopefully you single people wake up. And he started to marry people with no dependents. Okay, married people with no dependents and some easy Schedule C. I asked him, what is easy Schedule C? He said, not a big business, meaning small deal thing, maybe like a Lyft or an Uber or, independent contractor kind of stuff. So that's where we stand. But I just want to give you a heads up to call your CPA. Very important. At least they can give the amount, because mine did. And I'm like, you got to be kidding me. My wife was going to redo the bathroom. You're telling me I'm going to get this? We're talking like in the hundreds. Unbelievable, because of the brackets and just a lot of stuff. And I'm not a tax CPA, so I don't even want to get into it. So I'm still having a hard time digesting it. Ooh. Anyhow, that's that. So, hey, listen. Don't forget, subscribe. If you come across this video and you see me, I talk a whole lot about this 10,200 and the states that are opting out and opting back in and lawsuits. All right, a lot of good money tips coming up here, and this POA and unemployment. And subscribe and have a chance to win $20 gift card. 5 lucky winners. That's what I like to do. We're going to be giving that out at 400 subscribers. I came on 330, all because of you guys. It's great. It's my pleasure. I like giving out good news, but I also like to give you the facts. I don't, you know what I mean? So the good news is, if this is part of American Rescue Plan, you got taxes back, you're going to get something. It just depends on the CPA thing I just went over with. All right. Listen, say hello to somebody. Tomorrow's another day. There's always a solution on the station. I will be on once I hear more news. He will keep me informed. I don't know about any more meetings coming up in the near future, but at least he'll keep me informed on exactly, the next batch coming out. He did promise me he would text me or email me in the next 48 hours. Thank you for watching. May God bless everybody.